Welcome back to Movie Talk. I'm your host, Rick. On this episode, we're going to talk about Paid in Full. Um, Paid in Full is a classic. Uh, what's made me wanted to talk about Paid in Full on this episode, I had another movie in mind, but uh, inf- well, being that some Alpo Martinez, who was Cameron's character in Paid in Full. He's been circulating across the internet lately, so I decided to, I might as well talk about Paid in Full. Paid in Full is a movie set in the late '80s, early '90s. Um, Set around these three guys from Harlem. Uh, the movie is based on the lives of Rich Porter, Az Faison, and Alberto Martinez, known as Rich, Az, and Alpo. Uh, it's loosely based. I mean, it's accurate to a certain extent. The movie, of course, they changed up a couple of things because it's a movie. But what makes this movie so I guess polarizing will be the story behind it. Friends came up in the underworld together, and one friend ended up unfortunately killing one of the other guys. Um, they were such a young age, making millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Driving cars, and we're talking about you know late teens, early 20s. They're bringing in millions of dollars. So it's like that alone is like wow. And this is late '80s, early '90s. Um, you know, and another thing about it, these three individuals were different. You get what I'm saying? Az, he didn't start out in the game. He was more low key. When the movie comes on, you see Az. He's that guy in the hood that he's not in the streets. He's not in the block. He's not hustling. But he from the hood. Everybody know him. You know what I mean? Rich is the guy who's in the street. He getting money. I'm talking about the beginning stages of the movie, to whereas you don't see Alpo doesn't come in the picture yet. Um, AZ's, he's in the laundromat, man. He's in the laundromat, and he's just like, man, yo, think about it. If you in the laundromat and you see your man's coming up the block and them things and them toys, and you sitting there getting yelled at by your boss for playing rap music, eventually you're gonna look at it like, yo, man, I need to be doing what they doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to do what they do. You know what I mean? So Az, he's in the laundry, he's in the cleaners, he's working, doing his job, man. He fucks around and he finds some drugs, right? So he takes the drugs to the owner of the clothes. It's the cleaner. So everything is tagged and named, so he knows, oh shit, this is such and such clothes, so I'm gonna take it to him, you know, be a good person. Yo, look, you left this. He finds some drugs in the cleaners. He didn't keep it. He took it back to the guy and said, hey man, I think you left this. And the dude said, hey man, whatever you find, you keep. What? Nice big slab of drugs. He's looking at him like, what? You know what I mean? And right there, you can see the wheels turning. Like, you want me to? I could just keep this. And then AZ's looking at this guy. Now, mind you, mind you, Az sees Rich, his friends coming up the block, gold chains, different cars, jumping out, looking like, yeah, I got money, right? So now he's standing in front of this dude in a silk shirt. You know what I'm saying? Look silk. Some linen. Let's say linen. He's sitting in front of this dude with a linen, you know what I mean? No jewelry on, just a linen top, linen slacks, just chilling. And AZ's looking at him like, you ain't no drug dealer. And he's like, I'm not. He was like, nah. He's like, what make you say that? He said, you dress nice. He said, your friends dress nice. He said, nah, they dress loud nice. You dress nice nice. You know what I'm saying? So right then and there, you could see like, oh shit, like you can kind of get the idea that he's thinking, yo, I can do this and not be like everybody else. You know what I mean? Because he was different than everybody else. So, after that conversation, he goes to the club. He chilling in there in the car with Mitch. Uh, Rich is his real name. Mitch is the character Mekhi Phife plays. So he was chilling in the car with Mitch, and he's just like, "Yo, man, they just talking and shit." And Mitch is like, "Yo, man," AZ just pulled it out on him. Like, "Yo, look." He like, oh, "What, nigga? What? Oh shit!" Like Mitch was shot. Like, "What? Where you get that?" He's like, "You know what I mean? I got it. Whatever, whatever." So he's laughing and shit. He's like, "Yo, you never seem to amaze me, man." You know what I'm saying? And he's like, "What you gonna do with that, man?" He's like, "I'm gonna sell it." He's like, I don't fuck with that, man. You know what I'm saying? But you should fuck with your sister's boyfriend. He fuck with it. The type of drug that he had, which was coke. He's like, I don't fuck with that. Like your sister boyfriend. You know what I mean? He's like, nah, that nigga's loud. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, yo, man. He just look down like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So they go in the club and shit. He could see like, the club scene. Mitch is in there getting dap, getting love from everybody. Right? Boom. So AZ comes back. Now they go. AZ's in the lobby. He don't know what he doing. Some people came in. They like, yo, you looking for such? You know what I'm saying? Because matter of fact, I think his sister's boyfriend, where he used to hustle, he was there because he got locked up. He had got locked up. So AZ was there. He was in the lobby and somebody came up to him thinking he worked for dude. And he was like, yo, you got something? He's like, yeah. So he just gave him a lot. He's like, damn, all this? He's like, yeah. And then that dude left, but he came back like, yo, more. You know what I mean? So, and then it started from there. You know what I mean? So AZ, he sold more work for, at a lesser price. So he was bringing in customers. He had good work, less price, and more. So it just started booming. You know what I mean? So, that kind of began his reign. He started hustling. He started getting to the bag. And I'm talking about the movie Paid in Full. If there's another documentary called Game Over, which is more true to the actual story of what happened, but this is based on their lives. You know what I mean? A couple of things got changed around in the movie, but it's more or less, their lives. So if you want to check the movie out and then check out the Game Over, it's called Game Over, AZ Faison, and AZ Rich and Alpo story. Check that out. It's more of an in-depth, like really what happened, Um, so now they getting money. He getting money. He low key with it. You know what I mean? He not trying to be out there with it. That's his thing. And then you know, fast forward, Rich ended up doing some time in jail. He had to go sit down. He meets Alpo, right? Alpo helps him out in jail. He comes out, introduces Alpo to AZ. I mean Mitch. I keep calling him by his real name. Introducing Rico to damn, what was AZ name? To Lucky, right? Ace was his name that Paid in Full. So I'm not sure if that's how they met in real life. I think that they were introduced to each other, but I'm not sure if it was from the jail thing. But I will have to look that up. I forget how they actually met. But in the movie, they met in jail. Then when Mitch came home, he introduced him to Ace. Boom. So they started working as a team, right? So now you got Mitch is just you got AZ. He get money. He low key. You know what I mean? I don't know if you want to consider him the head, the brains, like not necessarily the brains, but like, he was really getting to it. But he was more like, I ain't trying to be flashy. I'm just want to make my money, and I'm over here. Rich was the, I got, he was the, Mitch was the getting money. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's one of those, I get money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could look at him and just tell, like, I get money. And Paul, Rico, who was Alpo, played by Cameron, he was like that too. But the thing was, he was out there. Like, he's a flashy dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mitch was flashy too, but Rico was more out there. Like, he'd be on the motorcycles, wheeling. Like, he was just really like, you know what I mean? Like, if you watch the movie, you'll understand what I'm saying. Like, it's hard for me to make different, damn, deficient. I don't know. I can't pronounce the word. I'm having a mind blank right now. It's hard to separate the flashiness. What I mean by Mitch and Rico, because they both were flashy, but it's hard to what I'm trying to say. But put it this way, Rico was more flashy. You know what I'm saying? He do wheelies on the block. You know what I mean? Like, he was out there, like different cars, different cars that match the day, all type of wild shit that he be on, whatever. They getting money, right? All right, they getting money. They getting money. They getting money. They getting money, right? Little shit is happening. Feds is getting involved. People starting to look. People starting to talk. So there was a time when Mitch's little brother got kidnapped. So during that time of his brother getting kidnapped, and they held him for ransom and things like that, Rico met up with Rich. No, let me rewind. Hold on, let me rewind. Remember, I told you Ace's sister's brother got locked up, right? So now he come home. So Ace tell him, like, yo, look, I'm getting money now. I got the blocks locked down. This is what I need you to do. You hot. You just got out. So I need you to go over here, take this block. You just collect money. You just sit back and collect money. I'm going to let my man run it. He going to report to you. That's all you got to do. You hot. They probably watching you. Chill. You ain't got to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So her boy, that nigga is like, yo, nah, I wanna do it. I mean, at first he's like, yo, don't worry about it. It is what it is. I got you. You know what I'm saying? But then he's on some shit like, at first he took the money, like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Then later on he came back to Ace like, yo, I'm gonna move my own shit because I don't like the nigga you got working for me or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? And Ace told him straight up, like, nah, I can't let you do that, my nigga. Like, you hot. You just got out of jail and you're not about to fuck my shit up. So he's like, yo, you know what? He's like, if you don't like it, you can step off. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, yo, my nigga, I'm telling you, all you got to do is sit back and collect this money. You just got out of jail. Why do you feel like, yo, I got to be the one that's hands-on? Like, just sit back and count the money, my nigga. Get this money. You're not even doing nothing. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to step off, but I'm going to see you. All right. You know what I'm saying? Rico was there, like, step off there, nigga, whatever. Boom. So now we fast forward. Ace gets a call like, yo, we about to have a baby. I guess they told him to rush home, whatever. So you just see Ace rushing to the crib and shit because his girlfriend was pregnant. So when he rushed to the crib, the thing is, it was the brother, and it was a setup. So when he came in there, he opened the door. They pulled him in the crib, pistol whipped him. With the money. Boom, pistol whipping him. Then at the end, he was like, yo, my nigga, like, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, is that you? I forget his name. He's like, yo, that's you? He's like, man, fuck that. Pulled his mask off. It's like, yo, hit him with the gun. Boom. It's like, yo, I can't see. Then they turned the music up. You know what I'm saying? And they shot the other people that was in the house. They shot it. I think it was like like his aunt, her friend, and I think like two other people got shot, and they shot Ace, right? Shot him in the head. I think he got shot like 7 times or something like that. I don't forget exactly how many times, but he got shot a few times, and he got shot in the head. Boom. So he didn't die. So he's in the hospital now. He's like, yo, you know what? I'm done. I'm out the game, right? And then while this is happening, Mitch's little brother gets kidnapped and held for ransom, right? So while Ace is in the hospital and that's going on, Mitch is like, yo, all right, I got to get this bread up for my brother. Boom. What I got to do, I got to get this money up, right? So then he meets with Alpo. Alpo is like, yo, let's just say he has some drugs on him. He's like, yo, how much you got there? He told him. He's like, you got that in that bag right there? He's like, yeah. Boom. Alpo. Damn, why do I keep calling him by his real name? Rico then shoots him, right? He shoots Mitch, takes the money. Mind you, that money was for his brother. So being that he took that money, his brother capturers never got the money, and in return they ended up, killing his little brother. Now when Ace goes home, he's like, yo, he sees his family, they're sad, they're like, yo, oh my goodness. He automatically thought like, damn, they found his little brother. And then there's like, no, they found Mitch. And that rocked him because he's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I just seen Mitch. Like, you know what I mean? I just seen Mitch. Like, now you telling me, like, they didn't find the brother, they found Mitch. He like, fuck. You know what I mean? And in Ace's mind, only thing he could think of was Mitch saying, like, yo, I'm going to go get to work. I'm going to go meet, Rico and, whatever the case. So he was already suspicious, But, and then, long story short, that happened. He didn't get the money. His brother, they found his brother later on. And then it was just Ace and Rico, and Rico had scars on his face, and Ace like, yo, where you get them scars? He's like, oh, I was messing with a girl, whatever. So it was all a little bad vibes between them two, And then toward the end, Ace went to go see, Ace basically in the movie, Ace put the people, it didn't happen like this, but Ace put the people on him. Like, there were some dudes who wanted to do business with Ace. Ace ain't trust them, so he said, yo, Rico, I got some people, check them out. You know what I mean? So he checked them out, come to find out, of course, they was undercovers. And boom, he got locked up. You know what I mean? And then in the movie, he says, you know what? I'm not Rico. After he gets locked up, he said, I'm not telling on nobody from Harlem. When I come home, I'm gonna still be king. I'll give you some names about some people in DC. Now, then that's where it stops. The movie goes off a little bit after that. Now, mind you, I'm just giving you an overall of the movie. Go watch the movie. It's a classic movie. It's based upon real events and the real lives of these three individuals. And one of the individuals who Cameron played, he's out now. For those who might come across this podcast and never heard anything about any of these people, he's out of jail now. And, from what I hear, he's running around Harlem. He's checking people. And, he's on that type time. Look up the character. Look up the who this movie is based upon, and just look into the documentaries, read the articles, read the story, so you can see why this story is so captivating. You understand? It's like a real life urban legend type of, wow, like did this really happen like this? It's like one of those, and I mind you, there's a million of these type stories probably, and if they get told, they'll be like, oh wow, like, they tell these type of stories all the time. Freeway Ricky Ross, White Boy Rick, Boy George, you can keep going on, you know what I mean? Sammy the Bull, Donnie Brasco, it's all type of movies that's, like this, like, like just about a certain person, but But yeah, man, that was Paid in Full, man. It's one of my it's definitely a classic movie, man. Classic. So I suggest that you go check it out. Even if you haven't watched it in a long time, just go watch it. And hopefully some new people come across this podcast that never seen that movie and they can go and check it out and then be like, oh my God, even if it's not your type of thing, man, don't look at it as a gangster. Oh my God, this is a gangster bad movie. Just look at the movie for the story on how these three individuals' lives took three different turns. Look at it for that type. Like, even if that's not your thing, like, urban movies, maybe not your thing, look at it for the story, so you can kind of, maybe you'll understand why some people do the things they do in some, you know, cultures or some environments. You know what I mean? Don't just look at it with a negative, like, oh, this is just a drug dealing movie. It's not necessarily about the drug dealing. It's about the story and it's about the lives of these three individuals, because those lives was forever changed, and it's still going on to this day. Just look up the story about these three individuals. Look online, watch the documentaries, the interviews, in the YouTubes, and you'll see why this story is like it's a crazy story. So that was Paid in Full. Again, man, I'm going to try and sharpen up this podcast. I don't know how I want to do it. I want to figure out how I want to discuss these movies, but until I do that, I'm just gonna give it to you like this. Hopefully I can inspire you to go check out the movie if you haven't seen it, and if you did see it, go watch it again, man. You can hit me on my email, themovietalkpod@gmail.com. It'll be in the description. Send me some movies. If I haven't seen it, I'll watch it. If I did see it and you want me to talk about it, I'll talk about it. Let's share movies. Again, follow me on Instagram, Rick_BHR, and like I said, hit me on my the email, themovietalkpod@gmail.com. About to sign out, man. Holla at you on the next one. It's a couple movies in the theaters that I'm about to check out. It's a couple movies that I got on my list to do. So, bear with me. We here, man. It's the Movie Talk Pod. I'm Rick. I'm out.